Elena Hart never believed the heart could remember someone before the mind chose to. But the moment she met Adrian Hale at 16, something inside her shifted. He had that quiet confidence, eyes that carried storms and secrets, and a smile that painted calm over chaos. They were paired for a literature project during their junior year. Elena hated group work, but Adrian made everything feel effortless. "Do you always overthink this much?" Adrian teased her once, tapping her forehead lightly. "Only when someone keeps distracting me," she shot back. They laughed, argued, shared secrets in the library, and slowly, softly, unknowingly, fell into the kind of friendship people write books about. And always with them, always watching with sharp, calculating eyes, was Claire Bishop. Claire, the girl who had everything except the one thing she couldn't stand to see Elena have: Adrian's attention. By senior year, everyone knew they were inseparable. Elena tried to hide her feelings because she feared losing him. Adrian hid his because he feared ruining what they had. They were two people holding the same flame but too scared to touch it. Until one rainy afternoon. They were walking home, sharing Adrian's jacket. "Elena," he said quietly, "do you ever wonder what would happen if—" "If what?" she asked, heart racing. "If we weren't scared." Elena felt her breath catch. Scared of what? Of losing something we already love too much. She stopped walking. Adrian turned. Their eyes met. There was a moment. Breathless, fragile, soft. He stepped closer. Adrian!" Claire's voice cut through the rain like a knife. The moment shattered. Claire ran up, clinging to Adrian's arm dramatically. "I've been looking everywhere. I thought something happened to you." She shot Elena a smile that was really a warning. That was the day Elena first felt fear. Fear that she was about to lose the boy she loved. To a girl who wanted to win more than she wanted to breathe. Claire slowly began inserting herself into everything. Study sessions, lunch breaks, walks home. Elena tried to stay calm until the day Claire pulled her aside at school. "You know, Adrian deserves someone who matches his world," Claire said sweetly. "Not someone who hides behind books and hope." Elena swallowed hard. "I don't need to match his world. He likes me as I am." Claire leaned in. "Are you sure? Because Adrian told me he sees you as a sister." The words hit like a physical blow. Elena forced a smile she didn't feel. If he said that, fine. But inside something cracked. Claire walked away humming, victorious. And that night, Elena cried silently into her pillow, wondering if she had imagined everything between them. Adrian sensed Elena pulling away. She stopped replying fast. Stopped waiting after school. Stopped meeting his eyes. He didn't know it was Claire's doing. He didn't know Elena was hurting because of lies. He didn't know how to fix something he didn't understand. One evening, he finally gathered the courage and knocked on her door. Elena opened it in surprise. "Adrian, what are?" "I need to talk to you," he said, voice shaking. "I'd like you. More than I should. More than I wanted to. But I can't pretend anymore." Elena's heart ignited. But before she could answer, Claire appeared from across the street. "Adrian, you forgot your jacket at my place," she called, waving it. Elena froze. Adrian's face fell. "It's not what you think." "It doesn't matter," Elena whispered, backing away. "Claire is clearly more important." She closed the door slowly, breaking him on the other side. Adrian stood there in the cold, wondering how he lost her before he ever truly had her. They both got into the same university. But nothing was the same. Claire made sure of that. She spread rumors, twisted stories, intercepted messages Adrian sent, deleted Elena's replies before he could see them. Adrian thought Elena was choosing to ignore him. Elena thought Adrian had moved on with Claire. And Claire. She smiled in the shadows she created. She thought she had finally won. One evening, Claire visited Adrian's dorm with tears streaming down her face. "Elena told me to stay away from you. She said I'm not good enough for you." Adrian looked shocked. Elena would never say something like that. Claire trembled like a perfect actress. She said, "You'll only drag me down." Adrian's jaw clenched. "I don't believe you." But Claire had planned everything. She handed him a screenshot. A fake message she created from Elena's number. Adrian stared at it, devastated. Claire hugged him. "I'm here for you. I always was." And for the first time, Adrian didn't push her away. Across campus, Elena sat alone in her room, holding the letter she wrote for Adrian. The one she would never send. A letter confessing everything she felt. A letter that would gather dust for years. Years passed. They graduated. Claire clung to Adrian like a shadow he couldn't shake off. He never dated her officially, but she controlled every inch of his world. His schedule, his friends, his peace. Elena built her own quiet life. Or tried to. She saw Adrian around campus sometimes. They exchanged polite smiles. Two strangers with the memories of lovers who never became. But the truth never stays buried. One night, Noah, Elena's close friend, found Claire whispering to her friend, "Adrian will never know I forged that message. He thinks Elena betrayed him. And Elena thinks he rejected her. Perfect, isn't it?" Noah recorded every word. He went straight to Adrian. Adrian listened to the recording with shaking hands. When Claire's voice said, "I forged that message," his entire world flipped upside down. He stood, eyes full of fury he had never felt before. Claire walked in just then, smiling sweetly. "Adrian, He threw the phone on the table. Her smile died. "You lied to me," he whispered. "You destroyed the one person I ever loved." Claire's eyes widened. I did it because I love you." "Love?" Adrian laughed bitterly. "You don't love. You possess. You ruin." She reached for him. "We can start over." He stepped back. "Get out." Claire left shaking, terrified of a world where she couldn't control him anymore. Adrian grabbed his coat and ran faster than he ever had. To the only place that still felt like truth. To Elena. Elena opened her apartment door and froze. Adrian stood there out of breath, eyes wet, hands trembling. "Elena," his voice broke. "All these years, all this pain, it was all a lie. Claire lied. She made fake messages. She tore us apart." Elena felt her heart shatter open like it had been waiting years to breathe. She stepped backward, overwhelmed. Why are you telling me now?" "Because I can't lose you again," he whispered, voice cracking. "I loved you then. I love you now. I never stopped, Elena. Not for a single day." Tears ran down her face. "I thought you chose her." "I chose you," he said softly. "I always chose you. I just didn't know how to reach you through all the lies." He took her hands into his. Warm. Real. Desperate. "Elena. Tell me I'm not too late." She broke into tears and fell into his arms. "You're not late," she whispered. "You're home." They sat on her couch, talking until sunrise. Every misunderstanding. Every wound. Every moment they thought the other didn't care. Adrian cried when Elena showed him the unsent letter. Elena cried when Adrian told her how many messages he thought she had ignored. They cried for the years stolen from them. By someone who never deserved either one of them. But the beautiful thing about love is, even after being shattered, still knows how to grow again. Slowly. Gently. Together. Months later, Adrian took Elena to the place where it all began. The old library where they shared their first project and their first not-quite confession. "Do you remember what I said that day?" Adrian asked. Elena smiled softly. "If we weren't scared." He nodded. "So, let's not be scared anymore." He kneeled down. Elena gasped, hands covering her mouth. "Elena Hart, will you marry me? Not because of the past we lost, but because of the future I want to build with you. One no one can break this time." Tears streamed down her face. "Yes," she whispered. 1,000 times yes. Adrian stood, kissed her forehead, and held her like she was the reason the world made sense again. The day Elena walked down the aisle, Adrian looked at her like she was the only person in existence. Claire was nowhere in sight. Rumors said she moved away, finally learning she couldn't control what wasn't hers. Noah stood proudly among the guests. He wasn't the villain of the story. He was the one who brought the truth home. As Elena reached Adrian, he whispered, "I lost you once. Never again." She smiled, tears shining. "You'll never have to." They exchanged vows under a sky full of golden light. Two souls who survived heartbreak, lies, and years of silence. Two people who were always meant to find each other again. Two hearts finally choosing each other. Without fear, without doubts, without shadows.